and welcome to 3Q the Artist, the podcast designed to go beyond the typical artist interview by asking 3 questions in just 15 minutes. I'm your host, Rachel Vogel, and joining me tonight is the singer-songwriter known for her hard-hitting ballads and powerful vocals, Jillian Rossi. While growing up on Long Island, Jillian attended an arts high school where she got the chance to perform for Billy Joel. He compared her songwriting to Taylor Swift and Carole King, which later inspired her to chase her dreams as an artist. According to Rolling Stone, in 2021, her single Fever Dream was the most pre-saved single on Apple Music, and it independently garnered over 120,000 pre-saves. Her follow-up single, Give Me a Reason, made her the first independent artist in history to have back-to-back singles with over 100,000 pre-saves. Both songs scored spots on several viral 50 charts, including the US, Canada, and Australia, and her current catalog of songs have reached over 100 million streams, while her debut EP, Never Fully Loved, will be coming sometime in the near future. So, Jillian, it's wonderful to have you on the podcast. How are you?
Good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Doing well. Glad to have you on. So, before we jump into the questions, you have to tell me, how did you even end up performing for Billy Joel? And what was the setting? Was it just you and him? Were there other people performing?
So this is always a story everybody likes to ask. But basically, I went to a regular high school for all 4 years. But my last 2 years of high school, I did half a day at an arts high school on Long Island. And I'm from Long Island. And a lot of the school districts didn't want to send kids from the regular high school to this arts high school because the districts had to pay for it. So the arts high school was going under and was going to close, and Billy Joel ended up donating like $2 million to it to keep it open, and did a master class at the school. And the principal of the school, he did a master class and a Q&A, and the principal of the school said, my question should be, could I sing you an original song? And I raised my hand and I did, and that's how that all happened. So
Oh
this is a
gosh.
long time ago, but it was very cool for sure.
That's super cool. Are you guys best friends now?
Definitely not, but I would like to be. So Billy, if you're
Yeah,
still
if you're
here in New
listening.
York, I'm here.
Oh man, that's great. All right, jumping into question 1. I've heard many artists say, I am my music and my music is me. So what does that statement mean to you?
I think to me, I am my music and my music is me. Definitely is 100% true. I've been writing so much throughout my life about real experiences that I've been through. I even get too specific sometimes where I'm like, am I the only one who's going to understand what I'm saying here? But yeah, everything that I've put out pretty much is a real story. And this next chapter of music, or next few chapters of music, get even more intense in that way.
What's it like, or how has it been navigating the industry as a fully independent artist and having the type of success that you've had?
It's another good question. Honestly, I really enjoy being independent right now. I think that this might be a hot take, or a spicy take. I think that a lot of the artists who are getting signed in this era of TikTok and virality are being shelved, unfortunately, and not being, not being able to grow to their full potential because a lot of these companies see the moment and not the artist. And I never wanted that to be my story. And so I've really enjoyed being independent. I've signed 2 distribution deals, but which have given me the ability to kind of do what I want and create my own path and not have to really ask anyone what song comes next and when. And I'm very lucky to be in the position of having a deal where I've gotten funding and all of that similar to a record label, without having the control aspect, I guess, if that makes sense.
Got it. All right, moving along. Every industry has its dirty little secrets, and those can be both positive and negative. What's one secret you would like to share about the music industry?
Well, I'm a very no filter person, so these questions are very.
Hey, we are a no filter podcast.
There's more nepotism than not in this industry, and I did not know that. Growing up, I wanted to be a singer or a star or whatever, and I just thought everybody made it because they were great. anybody who was famous because they were great. But most people that you see either come from a lot of wealth or a lot of big connections to the music industry. I
Mhm.
don't, but a lot of people do. So
Yeah, so speaking of connections, obviously, like you said, it's a huge part of the industry, relationships, connections, nepotism, unfortunately.
yeah.
So how with you kind of having to do all of that on your own from the very beginning, how has that process changed for you, like learning how to meet people, communicate with people, build relationships?
Yeah, so I went to Berklee College of Music in Boston, and Berklee to me was kind of like I was in the songwriting department, and it was kind of like a mini industry in itself where I kind of saw not nepotism necessarily, but definitely a lot of different things behind the scenes that I then took with me and applied it to having knowledge towards the real music industry. And I don't know, I just kind of always fought my way through and kept coming back, even if people said no, and tried to prove people wrong. And I think having a strong team behind you once you get to a point where other people want to join you, like on the business side, is really, really important. Um, because connections on those sides are really important, even more so than an artist having connections. So that's,
Hmm.
yeah, that's important.
Very important. Great advice. All right, final question. So today you are 24 years old, right?
Mm.
So imagine you're 75
No.
and you're being interviewed for a retrospective on your life and your career in general. What would you hope to be able to say about each?
I'd hope that I stopped liking boys that got me to write all these songs that aren't very nice towards them. They deserve it though. I hope by the time that I'm 75, I've settled down in that aspect of my life. And I mean, it'd be amazing to have won awards for this, or you know, had shows sell out for just me, and couple gold records and stuff. I mean, that
Hmm.
would be the dream. So when I'm 75, I hope by then all of those things are real.
I'm sure you'll make it happen. Well, everybody listening, hope you enjoyed the episode. Stay tuned for next week of 3Q The Artist, the podcast designed to go beyond the typical artist interview by asking 3 questions in just 15 minutes. See you next time.